everyone. Today we're just going to mess around with some Weaverbird and some boxes, I guess. So let's just jump right into Grasshopper right away. And from here, I'm going to use perspective. We're just going to type in box. We'll use the center box. Okay, let's just type in 15 for now. This is going to be kind of the design box. And we're going to populate it with points. Let's just do something small right now, like 45. Something smaller, I should say. And then from here, I'm just going to reuse the center box again. We're going to put it on each one of those points onto our design box there. We can turn off all of this for now. And then what I want to do is give each one of these boxes kind of a different dimension to play with. So we'll type in random. We could use jitter too. Could use either one. And we're going to just construct a domain. I don't know why that ain't showing up. Well, might as well just go to sets. Main, construct domain. And let's do smaller to bigger. Let's go really small to big. Okay, 15 to there. Our number of different numbers we need is right there within the populate geometry, and then we can just plug it into each one of these. Oop. Just like so. Okay, and then we can mess with these values later if we want. So, you know, we can make them bigger or smaller, depending on the aesthetic we're starting to get there. I'm just going to line these up. Missed it. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to type in union. We're going to use a solid union. From here, plug those all in. And then what I want to do is type in mesh brep. Okay, and we're going to join the breps. And we're going to flatten this one just in case one of the boxes isn't touching the other. So it's all one singular thing. And then from here, we're going to type in catmall, Weaverbird's catmall Clark. Pop that into here. This will be our design mesh, something kind of like that. Okay. Then from here, we'll type in contour. And let's just contour this up. Start off with 1. It's not too dense. Doesn't look too bad to me. And then we're going to explode out the lines. And we'll extrude them up in the Z direction. We'll do it the same as the contour. There. Awesome. So you should have something kind of like this. Okay. And from here, I'm going to rotate them just slightly. I'm trying to go for kind of a striated, I guess, pixely look. Let's try 60 degrees on the rotation around each one of their area centroids, since they're flat planes. There we go. Excellent. So they should start kind of looking like that. Okay. And then let's just type in bounding box. Let's see what that starts to get us. Yeah, so it's starting to look a little pixely. What happens if we scale it? And so we're rotating in that axis. Let's scale it in the Y. Okay. Around each one of their points, so it doesn't get too far away. And we'll put a bounding box around that. That's looking pretty cool. Kind of a glitchy looking pixel art thing. Might take a while to bake out, so what we might do next is actually just mesh the whole thing and join it so it runs faster. That's starting to look pretty cool. We'll change what the value of the dimensions of the boxes are at the beginning. Okay, so again, like I said, I'm gonna mesh these out, just join them. I guess we could reuse a bunch of this stuff. so we don't waste time baking every time, I'm just going to type in custom preview, and we'll give it a color. There we go. And we'll hide all this. Then it'll just render out for us, and we don't have to bake it every time. All right. So let's go back. Let's change first off the number of them on the point count. Let's lower it. Okay. And then let's change this to a range of 1. So we get smaller details, and let's type in 6. There we go. So that's starting to come together pretty nicely. All right. Let's see here. Let's say, so we have the contours 1. What happens if we tone down the rotation? Not too much happening there. Maybe we bring up this dimension. Oop, that's a little bit too far. Let's try 7 maybe. Excellent. Alright. You know what we might do? Let's plug that into here. Plug this into here, this into here. I don't think it'll change all that much. That way it'll smooth out quite a bit differently than the other way. I'm going to turn this up to 70. Okay. And let's scale this up maybe even more. Or less. So I think what our view is going to be like right in here. We're going to rotate it once it's all finished. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Pretty decent. What happens if we change this number for the contour to 0.5? I want to get some more kind of layering, like through here starting to happen, so we get a lot of extra little teeny tiny details going on. So the center's pretty hollow in there, which is fine. What happens if we turn this down to like 25? There we go. Starting to get really interesting stuff happening. Very cool. What if we turn it way up? Wait for that to load. Still pretty interesting. Let's meet in the middle. Let's do 40. I kind of like that. And then let's go back to our scale again. Let's try this back at 6.5 maybe. Elongate it a little teeny bit. Awesome. So let's bake that out. And we're just going to kind of rotate it to that viewpoint. So I'm just going to pin it up like that. Rotate it around. See what that's starting to look like. We rotate it a little bit more. That's looking really cool, kind of like a alien spaceship or something. Okay, then from here, just to add a little bit of extra, I'm just gonna hit Tab or Alt and just duplicate a couple of these. And we're gonna treat them as different materials in there. So if we go over to our material list here, and there was a question online, did I make this material template? I did for quite a few years. So it works really well for Lumion or Enscape to basically have your layers already set up. And you can just go through and just assign stuff. It's not a typical kind of architectural way of working, but It definitely helps when you're just trying to get out a really quick rendering job, especially to Lumion, because as you all know, it doesn't really work in layers. It's more or less material palette. And then I'm just gonna mirror this maybe. So what's that look like in Arctic mode? All right, that's looking pretty cool. Awesome, let's make a landscape for this. But before that, let's join the materials together. Make our overall model just a bit lighter. Okay, do the same for here. Awesome. All right, so actually that view's looking pretty cool too. Let's see what the, yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. Looking really nice. What happens if we scale some of them? That might be the best way to do it. Yeah, I like that. Awesome. So landscape wise, I'm thinking this is probably going to be our view. So maybe we just kind of do some nice hills along the edges, and then we can potentially just kind of plan it out and just make it kind of above a kind of a forest area. So let's type in bounding box, hit explode, take out the bottom, all the usual stuff. Okay, I'm going to square that out just a bit, make it large, and we'll rebuild the surface. Let's do 55 by 55. Turn our points on. We can turn or lock our grasshopper model down. And we'll just use our brush select there. Let's just make kind of a nice valley, kind of just sweeping around the whole space here. Have one right in front of it. Just like that. Okay, maybe we have kind of a double hill in some spots. Awesome. And we'll bring that up just a bit. And let's just smooth it all out. Maybe not that smooth. Let's turn that down. Awesome. Bring that up just a bit. What's that starting to look like in Arctic? Looks pretty good. I might scale this model just a hair down so our grasshopper model looks bigger. And if it's partially in the ground, it might be better. So I'm going to just lower that landscape just a bit, because I think our view is either going to be directly ahead of everything or off to the side. So something like this, I think is going to look really great. So what I'm going to do next is just change it over to our grass layer and unlock everything, and we're all set for Lumion. All right, that imported really quickly, so we'll get to add materials here. Just gonna make this grass right now. Wild grass works fine. And then material-wise for these, let's do a metal. So I'm thinking stone on the outside, metal on the inside. So let's do kind of a shiny stuff in here. The second layer, maybe this will be some sort of lighting. Doesn't matter. Go over to settings here, and we'll just kind of make it just not super bright. And over here, let's do some sort of stone. Let's see, do they have any darker stone? What's that looking like? That looks pretty good. Let's change the pitch of it. Orientation. Make sure it's kind of in alignment with our model. If we would have kept track of how we rotated, it would have been a little bit better, but that's all right. And I'm going to ramp the scale up just a bit. So, it's kind of a larger thing. That's awesome. That looks pretty cool. So anyway, let's start adding some trees around the space here. And what kind of trees should we do today? These all look fairly kind of youthful. Maybe we can do a few. I wish you could do mixtures of different trees to paint. Do one like that. And we'll kind of fill in the gaps here with some others. I think our view is going to be something like, well, we'll get here in a minute, but yeah. We could do some dead kind of logs around here too. I don't want to paint those on though. Just a few. We'll bleed out a couple of those. It might be too many. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Awesome. Let's get some birds in there. Alright. Turn my phone off there. Alright, let's start picking a view. And we'll add some more entourage here in a bit. Let's try. Let's go with realistic for now. Let's see where that gets us. Overall landscape's kind of boring, but it might work in our favor. I'm gonna bring up the focal length. Oop, maybe not that far. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a different sky. Make it kind of moody. Let's do an overcast potentially. That's looking pretty good. Alright, we might need some smaller vegetation just around some of the treed areas. I'm gonna add a sun. That'll kind of add a little bit of atmosphere to everything. So if we bring that really far down, get it in our favor. I have to bring it all the way back. It's definitely starting to look pretty good. What if we turn the real skies off, make our own sky? And we'll bring up the cloud amount. We're going to do a lot of low clouds. Cloud softness, bring that back down. Low clouds. I don't really see a difference there. That's fine. Okay. And what else? Let's bring out that precipitation maybe and get some fog happening. Particle size, and let's mess with some sun settings one more time. We really go dark. Kind of look better with the real skies on. rotation. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe get a little bit closer to the ground here. Okay, what's a front view look like? That might be a better view for us. Let's leave out some trees just in that area. Birds. Oop, I don't want to do that. Bring that back. Why is that so difficult? Well, most lose log then. Okay, we'll try that again. This might be the best view. Although that other side view looked pretty nice too. I kind of like the side view. So we'll save that real quick. Let's add some more entourage through here. Let's go over here. Add a couple more kind of logs out there in the distance. We'll delete a few that are looking a little bit odd. That one, that one. This one looks a little strange. That one might be a little bit odd too. This also adds a few more trees. I don't remember which ones we were using, which is really good. And we'll just place those again. Okay. Like I said, let's add some plants along the tree lines. I don't know if they actually exist here or not, but that's fine. Maybe some grass rather. I just noticed areas through here that looked a little empty when we were in the rendering viewport. Try to just get some variations in there. And I don't know if we're actually noticing, I guess, the light, if we're going to do kind of a semi-day shot. So maybe we'll add some color to this scene. Probably need something relatively bright. I wonder what blue would look like, or some sort of... Blue might look pretty good. So let's see what that starts to look like. Looks alright. It's not great. Try that again. Deco glass. Green kind of just looks weird. That green doesn't look too bad. Awesome. Let's go to our real sky setting. Some kind of cloud coverage in here. That's looking pretty good. in the background look nice. This might be our shot. Might have a person come through here. I think that might be it. I'm going to try to center this out just a bit more. Kind of like space rocks or something. That looks pretty good. Was that a person in? Maybe a dog too. Maybe someone just walking. This lady's already got a dog. Look at that. Let's scale her down. Make these alien rocks look bigger than her. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. That little spot over there is a little annoying, but nobody will ever notice except for you guys and me. Let's fix it. Right there. Very annoying. Because we cut our model a little bit short. Maybe it just didn't render off in the preview either, but we're just going to cover it up anyway. Back to our view. Yeah, it just didn't get rendered. Okay, I'm going to center that one more time. Hit our render button. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so in Photoshop we're going to have to just brighten it up in quite a few areas, but it's definitely moody, and I think it's what we're looking for. So let's head on over to Photoshop. Alright, so it rendered out pretty nice. Like I said, we're going to brighten it up quite a bit, just because this area looks a little bit dark. So I'm just going to use our brightness contrast and the image tab just to bring that up just a bit more. This log looks like it's floating, but it's fine. And then through here, I'm going to hold Alt and just delete or erase through here, because that area I actually liked previously. Gives it a little bit of nice contrast in between there. And then just using the burn and dodge tool, we're just gonna try to lighten some areas up. Just like that. We can even darken some as well. I don't want to oversaturate everywhere. So that's looking pretty good. So from here, we're just gonna add our vignetting. And we'll use our brush tool. Just like that. Use free transform to bring this up higher on the top there. It's looking pretty good. And then just to double check, I'm going to use image, auto-tone, see what that looks like. Not a lot of change. Auto color, a little bit of change. I don't necessarily like it. Let's do auto contrast. Alright, nothing really happened there. What does auto color do again? I kind of like it the way it is. So I'm going to turn down the opacity on our vignetting, and I think we're pretty much finished. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and I will be talking with you all soon. Bye.